Click there. Yeah. You guys are doing okay on Twitch, though, I believe. So there we go. Hey, we're back live on YouTube. There we go. Yay. All right. Sorry about that on YouTube. Ran into some technical difficulties. No, it wasn't the fucking deep state. Do not ever give them that type of credit. They're not that smart.
Trolls, right?
This was me being not that smart.
We're trolling Bongino or something. That's not the case. We actually have a very real and personal reason for what we're doing. Right?
How was that?
And
for me, I've had for years had, well, probably really since I was a teenager, I've always been very conscious of my privacy, and I see that privacy slipping away in a very rapidly occurring situation now that I know some of the things that I know, and I know the capabilities of some of these programs and some of the things that some of these companies are doing. That's one of the main reasons why that and national security, not only my privacy, but the privacy and security of our country. We've got to do something. We can't just sit at home and do nothing.
And so Susan took kind of like a leap of faith, because social media is a mess, right? It's You don't know who to believe and who not to believe. You do have trolls out there. But you also have good people out there that are trying to do good things.
Yeah,
and you don't know who I am, or what my motives are, or what my background is. And it was nice for me having Susan come out here, because she got to spend some time. We hung out with a colleague of mine that I worked with in Iraq.
Yeah.
Do you think you can pretty much verify everything that you've heard me say?
Absolutely.
Online?
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely everything.
So, Susan, what she's referring to there is the guy, I introduced her to the program manager for our IIA contract in Iraq. And we hung out, had a few drinks, talked, right? Nothing classified. But clearly, she will support at least the credibility of me saying what I did, where we were at, what we were doing, right? Or the capabilities of the shadow net at the very least. So I found that to be something of high relevance. Nobody else does that. Nobody else provides actual evidence. They just run around and say, buy me a fucking Tesla. I'll tell you whatever you want to hear.
So
and then bury the true whistleblowers.
If Bongino happens to see this, which I don't know, he probably, even if he did, he's not going to do crap about it. But people out there that question whether or not what I'm saying is something that they should be concerned about, I think pretty much Sue's going to be, I'm taking her to the airport right now, and she's flying out of here going, oh crap, because we just had a long conversation with another individual, and she was with the other guy that I was with.
Right.
And these people are like, that other individual hadn't heard this story before.
He was stunned.
And he was stunned. I told just briefly my story to that lady last night at our table.
Yeah.
And she gets up and walks over and hands me $100.
When we're leaving.
When we're leaving, saying, here, wow, you guys, here, we wanted to help you. And it was like, help you, what you're doing. They paid like $450 a person, these two people, these two elderly couple in that area, to go see Dan Bongino. And I kind of think, and they just kind of got up and left even early, right after
early.
stuff.
Yeah, there was a lot of people.
And I think,
let me bear with me one moment. I'm at 11 minutes. I got to do one thing here real quick, and it's going to force it to restart. But I'm going to uncheck the restart when you hit start. Go back to the...
Yeah, you could do that very easily.
But here's the thing. little bit around. That's fine. We drove around.
Like I said, as long as people keep helping out, and nobody ever owes you an explanation of why they don't want to do something.
Yeah, you're not looking for
So it's like, as long as there's going to be people like that couple at the table last night, when they hear my story, they become concerned, and they're like, they were pretty disappointed, I think, in Bongino. But I see these people, and it.
See, if I have, that wasn't 11 minutes. If I have the ability to speak to people face to face, and they hear my story, they're like, wow, that's huge. That's scary. We need to do something. We need to help. As you're going to hear in a moment, Dan literally sent people over to our table to take pictures of us. He treated us like fucking criminals. And he was not at all what a journalist would be. What kind of a journalist sends over military contractor looking types to just like take pictures of you at your table and then walk away? What kind of person does that? What kind of journalist does that? None. These guys are bought, paid, crooked as the day is long.
Just gives me faith and hope, right? So it's like, as long as there's going to be people like Susan and like those other people and the people on Patreon that have contributed, as long as there's people like that, that I see that are like wanting to help out and stuff.
Think about what you're seeing here right now, and compare that to the story, the lies, the hate, the misinformation that Tori, Millie, Gavin have imposed upon me and done to this. I would go to these places. I'd talk to people. I wasn't there to speak. I was there to as a whistleblower, and Susan paid freaking $450 for a table for us to be able to go and do the VIP thing, shake his hand and meet him. Right? That got us to him. And he sends out like CIA looking or contractor looking guys. The people that were at our table left early. They were disgusted with the way that Bongino had treated us. Right? But then I go and I do the Shadowgate thing, and I get attacked by this fucking garbage. Millie, Gavin, Tori, Byrne, Giuliani, Flynn, all these people, and all I'm trying to do is the right thing. And people were helping. People were like, holy shit. And everything that I was doing right here was exposing everything that these pieces of shit are whining about now. God, they just disgust me like you have no idea. Every damn one of them should be totally ashamed. But they will lose. You see, this is going to come out one day. I don't care if it's a year from now. And when it comes out, when my story comes out, they won't be able to stop it. They won't be able to control it. And every single one of those pieces of shit that threw me under the bus will be exposed and called out, and they will be shamed. And everybody that helped me will be known. Because what I've been trying to do is expose the biggest fucking story on our planet. They're talking about it right now. They buried it. They buried it in August of 2020 with Millie's arrest, with the shutdown of Shadowgate. Twitter buried it. Then Tori she gets me shut down on Twitch. These are horrible, 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 bad people. And they aren't going to shut me up. That's for damn sure.
Dan, we're not going away, Dan. We're not going away. So you can
I'm
either
not going away.
You know, you can, and you don't have to. You know, he's got like all this power, right? He's got a huge media. He's got a huge voice. He could sit there and just destroy me. Yeah, you could do that very easily.
But here's the thing: you're not looking for some sort.
But I'm not looking for a fight.
Yeah, you're not looking for a fight.
Looking for your help.
You're not looking for. What was I gonna say? You're not looking for a fight. You're not looking to. Expose something that he may or may not have done. We don't know. We just want some sort of validation that yes, you've got this information, and no, I can't do. Maybe it's no, I can't do anything with it at this time.
And what would be really nice at that point would be why, because I would just love to know.
Why?
And nobody ever owes you an explanation of why they don't want to do something. But it would be really nice to know, because then I could help use that information to help evaluate how I approach the next person.
When I was on InfoWars, Alex Jones is like, well, you're just sore because you didn't put you on the show. Does that sound like I was sore about Bongino for not doing that, talking about it? For that? No, it doesn't. Hey, you can do whatever the hell you want. But if you do decide not to, it would be really nice to know why. And if you tell me why, maybe I can fix it and make it better. But no, these fucking grifters, they just ghost you. They just ghost you. And they're cowards. Alex Jones put out, I'll never this is the last time I'll bring this up again. Yeah, you freaking piece of shit coward. That's why. Ali Akbar, all of them. Unbelievable. That's why they do it. That's why they lie. It's how they get away with it, but they're not going to. They're not going to.
What am I, am I doing something wrong? I'm trying to put it out there. I mean, I'm the worst person in the world to be doing this, right? I'm not a professional at this. I don't even want to be doing it. I'm the most reluctant person in the world doing this. But like I said, as long as people keep helping out, and I don't get any answers from these people, I'm going to keep, asking. So I'm not going away. And I think Devin Nunes said that the other day, not a few weeks ago. He said, "Listen, I'm not going away, right? So they're going to either have to deal with it or something." And that's
I think we can all agree that Devin Nunes went away.
Thought that was very fitting. I'm not going anywhere as long as I got people like this help me out. There. So anything, we're kind of stuck a little bit in traffic right now, taking Sue back to the airport across the causeway.
Yeah.
Anything you want to add on that,
well,
Sue?
I will say, we drove a little bit around. That's fine. We drove around the Tampa area a little bit. Gorgeous, and I have to say, before today, I've been in one VFW. The VFW.
Not a few weeks ago, he said, "Listen, I'm not going away, right? So they're going to either have to deal with it or something." And
was that my phone, or did I just miss a call?
I thought that was very fitting. I'm not going anywhere as long as I
can. Yeah, no, that was the phone from them. It's like, God damn it. There we go.
Thing we're kind of stuck a little bit in traffic.
As that happens, I'm like grabbing my phone. Oh, where is it? I can't get it. Here we go.
Right now, taking Sue back to the airport across the causeway.
Yeah.
Anything you want to add on that,
well,
Sue?
I will say, we drove a little bit around. That's fine. We drove around the Tampa area a little bit. Gorgeous, and I have to say, before today, I've been in one VFW. The VFW in Tampa. What's the name of that community?
Oh, in Safety Harbor?
Yeah, Safety Harbor. It is beautiful, and I've got to tell you,
it's nice,
people,
wasn't it?
Yeah, it's gorgeous, and the people are just so genuine. And I mean, not that I would expect anything different, but I just felt so welcome. And I have 0 military service, 0, and they were very welcoming people, and I appreciated that.
We are a USAA member.
Well, that's because my dad served.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, my dad served. Yeah, my dad was in the Navy, in Vietnam. I don't remember the exact years, but I know he was still serving when I was born, which was 1967. I was born in the base on the base in Jacksonville, so there you go.
And I did have a chance to show Susan some of the work that I've been doing on the website.
Yeah.
The CDN network I built out on Azure, which is like probably means nothing to her what she saw, but yeah, it's cool.
Yeah. I ended up not even using Azure. I ended up finding a much cheaper and better way to do it. Well, not better way, but cheaper.
And it's,
I mean, it does mean something to me because I heard what you said in terms of the capabilities here and the
privacy.
Well, the privacy for sure, but just what you have built in a relatively short amount of time that would have cost, if a company wanted to build this, $250,000.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's just incredible.
Hire somebody to build out a CDN network, a virtualized CDN network and domain that
content delivery network for CDN acronyms.
Gosh, she's good. But so we've got some really cool things coming together. That's an amazing little bridge right there, isn't it?
Yes,
that just
it is.
blows my mind.
I
They
love
built
all
that.
the bridges
And look,
here.
they put a little deck on it so you can stop there and just look out at the very top. We're like at the top of a bridge right now across
But
the
I
causeway.
love the fact that what Tampa did when they had a disaster happen, they ended up spending some financial resources. And
I'm like looking everywhere, checking all of the stats, trying to make sure that we make it through the rest of the show without crashing. If we do crash, I ain't bringing it back online. I'll figure out why. It could be from the move. That's why I did a test. Sunday, I believe, or Saturday, and it worked fine. But no, I tell you, I've been out ahead of this. For quite some time. And let me see here. Lumo's sleeping. Thanks for the help, Lumo. No, I've been out ahead of this for quite some time. I actually have another clip to play here. Hold on. No, that way. Okay, capture full. Is that where it is? Oh, yeah. Bergy-Bit. Let's see. Right here. This was from Elon Musk during a meeting, a Twitter space or whatever.
And then the other important thing here is that you are basically exposing collusion between a political party and in one file that was released, it was even called the Biden team contacting Twitter. I mean, that is election interference, isn't it?
Yeah, clearly, if Twitter is doing one team's bidding before an election, shutting down dissenting voices on a pivotal election, that is the very definition of election interference.
It's the very
and what the hell else would you? Of course, it's like
it's the very definition.
Frankly, Twitter was acting like an arm of the Democratic National Committee. It was absurd.
Well, and that's fantastic that you're releasing that, but isn't Twitter just the tip of the iceberg? Can't we admit now that this would have happened at all big tech companies that are, being used to stifle free speech and censor people and try to, destroy stories that are dangerous to their political goals?
Yeah. No, I mean the level of collusion is insane. Like Twitter is the one company that is no longer colluding, and is no longer just going with the sort of NPC groupthink. So I don't know. I should probably increase my security or something. There's obviously a challenge that Twitter's had over time, and I think this is generally an issue with social media, which is that it is, these are digital technologies that require a lot of software to be written, and they've sort of come out of Silicon Valley, almost all of them in Silicon Valley, with except for Snap is in LA, but it's based in California. But effectively, what is happening is an export of the moral framework of San Francisco to Earth. This is
Did you hear that?
kind of a big deal and problematic because previous.
Okay, gotta replay that. Pay attention. It's the export. This is so true.
But effectively, what is happening is an export of the moral framework of San Francisco to Earth. This is kind of a big deal and problematic because previously, San Francisco, which is pretty far left, the influence would be limited to San Francisco, but now it affects the whole world because of the centralization of information with social media companies, and that's, I think, not good. We need to establish something that is fair and takes into account a wide range of views and doesn't have a tilted playing field towards far left or far left San Francisco views. I think there should be a place for they can be on Twitter too, but there should be a wide range of political views and sentiments, and as much as reasonably possible, aim for freedom of speech. And generally, I want Twitter to be a force for good for the future of civilization.
Okay. I'm okay with that. Whether or not that's his true motive or whether or not, right? I don't have any more information than anybody else. Everybody else is just going to be guessing too when it comes to his personal motives. But I couldn't have put it any better. Musk has done for humanity what I don't think humanity even fully comprehends. In 2017, I write and publish this book. It was warning everybody, available on Amazon now, by my book. This tells that story. This warns everyone. Now, I wasn't like, oh, I heard about this, so I'm going to write a book that has nothing to do with me to try to tell a story like a journalist. No. This is a story of a whistleblower. One that's been spat on. An Afghanistan veteran that's come home to try to help his country, to try to let them see and know that what we are freaking out about right now, as far as everything falling apart, being controlled by social media, about what Elon Musk just said about the export of their moral. Yes, now. Because tonight's kind of like the military-industrial complex. How do you think all of these companies, aside from their geographic location, how do you think all these companies manage to hire and maintain like a 99% leftist troll factory? Well, they do that, in my opinion, using a company like ClearForce, owned by General James Jones and General Michael Hayden, Obama's national CIA director and national security advisor. But that's what they do. They build predictive models to determine if an employee is likely to steal or leak. They build these models by taking your financial data, your medical data, your educational data, your travel data, your social media profile data. Build predictive analytics that determine whether you're likely to steal or leak. But how hard is it to change that to, well, just get rid of everybody that is conservative? Well, that would be freaking easy. And literally, if you go to ClearForce's website, the reason I would say a company like ClearForce, because if you go to ClearForce's website, you can see that all the major mainstream media outlets are their clients, which means all the major mainstream media outlets have their employees determined by Obama's national security advisor and CIA director. And that's not like a tinfoil hat thing. You moron. You can go to the freaking website, clearforce.com. They tell you what they do. I'm not doing anything wrong here. I'm just saying, look, they're probably not doing anything illegal. So if they're not doing anything illegal and profiting massively and trying to alter the makeup of our country and dare say the planet, then I have the right to be able to sit here as someone who answered directly to Jim Jones, General James Jones' son, for 8 years, helped to build what I believe was core components that were used for ClearForce, and thus is being used to determine who gets a job and loses a job in mainstream media, who gets a job and loses a job in social media. Do you think that these social media platforms like Twitter and Facebook aren't for at least certain positions, key positions maybe, using a company like ClearForce to build the perfect leftist community through their data? Do you think they wouldn't? How can you look at the makeup of Twitter and YouTube, Google, Facebook? How can you look at the makeup of these corporations politically and think that even for a minute someone could do that if they tried without the help of a company like ClearForce? You couldn't. You couldn't put a memo out and say, do this. No, not in an organization that large. It requires having a company like ClearForce come into your organization and filter out whatever imperfections you don't want. Because why? Because you're the client, right? So if you want to try to reduce theft, that's great. If you want to try to make sure that everybody that works for you is a leftist, how far left do you want? Name your left. This is how much it'll cost for everybody in your organization. That's happening right now. Elon Musk says this is the biggest thing. It is. He, as I see it, he bet $44 billion on it, which he overpaid by, as I understand, about $35 billion. So that means he truly believes he sees and believes in the importance of the hacking of mankind's shadow that's taking place here, which, by the way, is my second book, available on Amazon as well. I have to be more smooth if I didn't have to run over and grab the other 2 books that I have, but you can find them on Amazon. They tell this story. Not the most artfully. There's going to be fucking spelling errors in it because I can't hire big time editors and shit, but they tell the most important story you'll ever fucking listen to. You'll ever read. And it's in writing, and I stand behind it. You got a problem with what I said? Sue me. Nobody's fucking lining up to sue me. All they're doing is trying to discredit me. And they've done a good job. Viewings down to like nothing. Bravo on you guys. But like I said, I will have my day, you pieces of garbage. I will have my day. Right? And when that day comes, everything gets exposed. All your little scams on the left, all your little grifts on the right. It's going to happen. It's like impossible not to. Right? Although I would have thought it would have happened by now. That only kind of proves my point, but everybody can see things are changing. Who could have ever factored in? Please tell me the predictive model that saw Elon Musk buying Twitter. It doesn't exist. And neither does that type of planning. So, as much as you want to think maybe you understand what's going on, the change that Elon Musk has brought to this is, I think, something that people can't fully comprehend right now. What do we got here? What up, Berg? Hello, Kenneth. So, what time we got here? Oops, it's 9:01. Well, I was offline about a minute, so I've made that minute up, my friends. I'm gonna get signed off. I will see you guys on Wednesday. I hope you enjoyed the additional little designs. I like how things are looking right now. I decided not to do the lights tonight, just simply because, why? I got the lava lamp on, but somebody made the comment in YouTube earlier that the contrast and stuff with the TV, with the lights on, that is better. I may have to mess either with the refresh rate on the TV or the refresh rate on the camera, because I'm getting a bit of jumpiness there. But that is all doable. Like I said, I am absolutely blessed for every single thing I have. And I just feel great every day. Every day, the claims that I've been trying to get through are being exonerated. They're being proven. So, and this is a big thing. Like I said, so big, Elon Musk thinks it's the biggest thing that there is. Right? We need to have this conversation, but we need to have people understand how this works. I can explain to everybody how this works, but I can't do it until the classification authority authorizes it in full. Well, I've got it laid out pretty well. If you can't figure it out now, I don't think anything I haven't said is going to convince you. But no, there are reasons that I can't really discuss for why I've been on top of this since 2015, actually 2014, when I really first saw the first incident with the Michael Brown riots. And on that note, I will see you guys on Wednesday. The holidays are absolutely spectacular. I'm going to do, before we go out though, I got to go out with Santa and then the coin. I will see you guys on Wednesday. Thank you very, very much. If you can help out, freedomstream.tv is going to be up for, like I said, maybe another couple days, but I got to get everything taken down with that by the first of the year. You can help out at Patreon, and I'll also be, I've got my locals account set up, so I'll be dedicating more time on both of those. I like now that Patreon has the ability for me to drop really high quality video on there, full size video. There's no need for me as much. I mean, the reason I did freedomstream.tv is because it's really, really, really hard for someone to just bitch and get it taken down. It's not the same as like a Wix account or a Patreon account where someone Tori could get 20, 30 of her people to lie and just out of bitterness and file all these complaints at once, and they'll take the account down, and they'll take all the work and all the effort that you put into something, they'll take it down. You'll be taken down by fucking lying grifters, and it sucks. That's why before I even met Tori, I knew enough to build something like this. But now things are changing. Again, Musk. I'm probably going to be moving my content over to Musk, assuming I can get the issue of a suspension that happened a long time ago resolved, which I'm actually in communications with him doing. I understand Millie Weaver has been reaching out to some of these people, if I'm not mistaken, and she's kind of looking for some answers too. I don't care who the fuck reaches out to them. It's going to be kind of funny because if Millie gets her answers, I get my answers, and she'll get answers before me. Pretty as I am. So on that note, guys, Merry Christmas. I'll see you Wednesday.